Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Make It Make, where I always try to encourage you. If you can't get it to make, then make it make. So I'm definitely making it make with this video. Please forgive me if you are not getting better shots. My tripod is broken. So today we are going to be making ham broth and then making a ham, bean, and potato soup with it. So you're gonna see how I make ham broth. I mean, if you've watched my videos, you kind of know how it's gonna go with the broth. But the ham and bean and potato soup, that's gonna be different because I don't think I've done, oh my gosh, a ham and potato soup with beans in it, but it's for my dad and he wants some beans, so we're just gonna do it that way. Anyway, I'm just gonna get this cleaned up and we'll start chopping our vegetables. All right, let's get started here. Okay, so I have my roaster and I have these 2 ham steaks. I know, right? They're ginormous. And each ham steak has a bone in them. Take it out and have a look. Okay. So I'm gonna lay that one in there. Then I have a tinier ham steak, but it's really thick. Let me show you what it looks like out of the packaging. Yikes, frostbite. Yikes. Here we go. It's a really nice looking ham steak, if you ask me. That's gonna go in there. Also, because I don't have any ham hocks and there's a huge bone in this pork roast, I'm gonna put that in as well. And let me tell you, we're gonna use every bit of this meat. I say this story a lot on my channel. Probably people are so sick of hearing it, but I'll never forget when I saw someone on YouTube take a chicken and make broth with it, a whole chicken, okay? Make broth with it. Then they threw the chicken away, like the meat, and they just used the broth. I was like, what? I was like, how could you throw the chicken away? And it was, I just, yeah, I'm like, to this day, I still am like, do people do that? Do you guys do that? If you do, I'm sorry. I'm just like, there's so many things you can do with it. You can make a soup, you can make stews, you can make casseroles, you can make sandwiches. I mean, you could freeze it and, save it for something. But we are going to be using every bit of this meat. Sorry, I had to throw that away, the plastic away. And we're going to be using this pork roast. So let me show you what I've got here. All right, we've got the 2 ham steaks. There we go, there's a better view. And a pork roast. Okay, so what I'm mainly gonna use to complement and really make this a good broth, if I could find and think what I'm looking for. Okay. This is what I'm going to use. I've got some leeks here. They're not in the best condition, so I'm going to make sure I wash them really, really well. Also have some celery here, carrots, 1 bunch of onions. Okay. So I'm just going to put these carrots in because I know they were pre-washed from the store, but just going to dump them in. I'm gonna take my celery and my leeks and we're gonna give them a really good wash. I have my celery here that we washed up. And when it comes to making broth, I am not particular with how I slice up or chop up my celery. It's a very rough chop. I'm just gonna throw it right in there. This is what we've got so far, looking beautiful. Okay, ugh, these leeks. They're like, they don't look too good this time around, but again, I'm gonna wash them well. I am gonna take off, yeah, I really need to wash these. Look how dirty they are. It's pretty bad. The thing about leeks is sometimes I never know what I'm gonna get until I start cutting into them. So I'm gonna cut the bottom off and roughly chop. If I start to see some dirt, then I'll wash again. You start to see more dirt as you get up towards, as you go up towards the leaves. Every once in a while, that looks pretty good. That's fine. That's fine. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like dirt like that. I'll just run it through again. And it's really easy to clean. Little dirt never hurt anybody, but when it comes to canning, and we're talking about how things come from the ground and stuff like that, you want to make sure that you are really keeping things nice and clean. All right, got a bit of a mess here, but that's okay. It's just how we roll here. Just kind of keep on going. All right. Then as far as onions, this is my favorite part. And I mean my favorite part is I just love taking my onions, quartering them with the skins on. Gives it that beautiful, nice caramelized color. No matter what broth you do, whether it's a chicken broth, turkey broth, ham broth. I mean, a beef broth is always going to be dark. And I just go and I think how many was that? 4 maybe? I don't know. Okay. Let me bring this up close. It's a bit heavy, but look at that. You see that? That is beautiful, and it's gonna make an amazing stock. So what I'm gonna do now, I'll try to move this camera without it falling apart on me. Please don't fall apart. Okay, let's see. All right. Until it slides. It's sliding. It's sliding. Hold on. Okay, we're good. And I'm just gonna fill this up I start off with warm water just to give it a start, like a boost. You don't have to, you just use cold water. I hope you guys can hear me. But I'm just gonna fill this up until it's kind of a little bit above the vegetables, and then we're fine. All right, my daughter's being so sweet in recording this for me. Because I want you to see the water level come up. As you can see, it's coming up. And I always kind of like to wiggle everything. There we go, we have some movement. And that's about where I will stop with the water for my broth. Just when I get a little bit of movement with my veggies. Once again, this is what I'm looking for. Looks great. All right. Oh. Whew. Okay. This is heavy. Okay. I'm putting it in my roaster, and for like the first hour, I'm gonna keep it at 300 degrees because I'd like to bring it up to a nice simmer, maybe 350, and I'm only gonna keep it like that for an hour. Then after that, I'm going to keep it on low, and I personally like to have my broth sit overnight on a low heat, like maybe 150. So I'm gonna do that, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning.